The last 5 months I've been acting high performance coach, which means I take responsibility for the fitness of our playing group and to some extent their welfare and their sports medicine and physiotherapy side of things, which means managing the team of people we have that are looking after those aspects, and also a lot of planning with the coaches into our training plan and our periodisation of our season. I spent 3 years at Collingwood and played 1 game. Could have been taken as a father-son prospect at Essendon, but they realised pretty early on that I was a poor kick. But I ended up at Collingwood, which was a very good club, and before moving here to Essendon 3 years ago in a conditioning coach role. Early in the week as high performance manager, a lot of our time is spent getting data in about how the players are and how they're pulled up from a match. So using all our different sources of data like GPS and heart rate data, as well as wellness information, and making really good decisions about each player and what they do then at training for that week.
That's it, short and sharp, short and sharp.
Things like GPS are reasonably new and still evolving in terms of how they're used, certainly at AFL level. Things like heart rate information go back a lot longer. Their ability now to monitor those things live during training and GPS during a match give us some really new information in a technology sense to make decisions on about players. I think the relationship with the players is mostly professional. I think having been a player, it helps better relate to them. But generally, we're just looking at doing the best thing for them, making decisions in their best interest.
Crowie was our fitness guru at Northern Knights, myself and Michael Hurley, back in 2007-8, I think, around those years. We had him there, and he hasn't changed much, but no, as a bloke, he's a great bloke.
Crowie, we've got a few nicknames for Crowie, some of them I can't repeat, but he's a very good man. He's very methodical, the way he goes about it, and the boys respect him highly. Got some weird mannerisms. He loves the hands. He's always about the hands when he's speaking to the boys. So we pick up a few little traits like that. But as I said, he's very methodical. He's straight down the line, tells it how it is, and he doesn't mess around.
On match day, my role is runner, and I also sort of take an interest in the warm-up and the preparation for the game.
Yeah, the runner's crucial, and Justin Crow's the fastest in the business and one of the best. Certainly knows a game plan back to front. I think the important thing about your runner is they have to know the game plan very well, have to be on very good terms with the players, understand which players you can talk to in a certain way and the way to communicate with them and get your message across, very, very simply, because often the messages come down the phone in a complex manner, and Justin has to interpret that and give it to the player in the best way. He's been terrific. He sort of started off quite quiet and reserved and gave his opinions as they were required, but now he's got a lot more control over the program and has a huge standing within our group and a lot of respect for the type of person he is. Players know a good runner and a poor runner, someone who's assertive enough but not too overconfident, and you get feedback on guys that the players want as well. Not because they want someone they like, just want someone who can give clear, concise messages, but also is firm without being too domineering.
On game day when Crowie's running, he gets out there lightning quick and gives the message and then gets back off. He's pretty good.
Crowie comes out and gives me the message to come off. If I'm feeling pretty good, I just give him the wave and tell him to go away. Comes back about 2 minutes later and says, you've got to come off. It's direct message from the coach. So I try to weave my way around it and see him coming and I run in the opposite direction, but yeah, that's happened a few times.
So here nice and early on match day, it's pretty quiet. There's not really much going up on the ground. Looks like there might be some Oz kicks set up. I like to just get a feel for the ground and obviously just get a feel for how the players are this early. Hopefully they're nice and relaxed leading into the match. They're going to talk to you later, but apart from being the best interchange steward in AFL, you're also my running coach coming off the bench.
Okay,
so
I got something to say about you.
Yes.
If you come back as hard as you usually do and I'm in the way, I'll finish up in the top row of the stand one day. So I've got to be very aware of where you are, more so than the players.
Probably my key thing is to get our players ready to play at an optimal arousal level but when they bounce the ball. Some games will run out and there'll be 80,000 people and our players will get excited very quickly. Part of our role sometimes then is to calm them down. When other matches we need to spark them up and make sure that we're just right in that perfect zone when the game starts. Today you can see we're in the orange fluoros. A couple of weeks ago we played against Gold Coast and we got to wear the powder blue, which was a bit of a unique experience, but certainly the orange, if nothing else, goes with these boots.
Hep, your first Hep. Jacko, when you can. Joey, when we can, we'll get you up on the ball. Debs, mate, really good start, really good start. Use the first one, get the boys moving the ball to the ground. Yeah, from Hurdy, really good start. Really good start. Thumbs behind the ball, jump off one leg. Jackie, we just said we're spot on. Ego wants the next 5, maybe that guy leading up out of the back line. This is you, this is you. Good job, BJ.
Spread, Mosley, spread!
When running, the relationship with the coach is one of, I suppose, just being their messenger, trying to understand what the coach wants. We're lucky on the bench to have Dean Wallace, who's a good football brain, communicating to the runners the instructions of the coach. Myself or the other runner, Ash Brown, take those messages out and try and get them to happen as quickly as possible.
Mosley, hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
It is probably more difficult than people sometimes give it credit for, running out on the ground and staying out of the way, but also getting changes done and keeping our rotations happening at the same time.
Big game of football here at Etihad Stadium. 2 top 8 teams fighting it out. The Bombers lead by 24 points.
And now the kick curls back to the top of the square. They come from all angles. Schultz went to ground and then he was out of it.
Easy, terrific contest. Really good, really good. So boys, make sure we're joining in attack. Make sure we're joining in attack. Make sure we're joining in attack.
And Gray puts it through for his 3rd. Oh, and that brings them right back in it again.
Let's set up, set up, set up, set on the ground, set on the ground. Buckets, get your play deep out of the square. Get your play deep out of the square. Forward. Yep, forward. Be that. Be a deep target, be a deep target. Buckets, it's going to play deep.
Gets the ball working to Pears. Pears lines it up, kicks to the front of the square. Up they
there
go.
It is.
Carlo dropped the mark. Off hands. Goddard this time. Goal! Goddard kicks the goal. Bombers grab the game by the scruff of the neck.
Earls is going to go behind the ball and
Okay. Okay.
when it goes back to plan forward.
Licker, once I get to Hurls, he's going to go behind the ball, which means you can go back forward.
Wait, get to him now.
I will. Hurls, you can work behind the ball. You can go behind the ball. You can go now. You can go now. Licker, come to this wing, stance, go forward. Licker, this wing, stance forward.
Tom Bellchambers comes in, lines it up and puts it straight through the middle. His 5th goal, and the Bombers win by those 5 goals.
Boys got 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Is this one here? Debs, one here.
Wingard finished with the ball, but what a win it has been for Essendon. Once again, backs to the wall, the Bombers prevail at Etihad Stadium.
Reasonably hectic out there today. Obviously the game got close at times, so we're out on the ground chasing players around and trying to get the messages done as quick as we could. Go back and get bags off. Yeah.
When Port were coming back at us, I can't think of anything really different the coaches had to say. They're normally pretty instructional about our setups and making sure we get our setups around the ball and also our structure right. I think we try to keep things pretty calm. I think the players sort of know to be level-headed in those situations. We've been confronted with that before.
You notice the voice levels and the noises in the coaches' box start getting a little bit louder, and the messages come down the phone a bit quicker, so it does get a little bit hectic there on the bench, especially in that last 10 minutes. Some of the pre-planning sort of goes out the window a little bit, and some players might have to rotate through the midfield that probably didn't think they would, and does put a lot of more pressure on, especially P2 who does the rotations and weighting, so you just try and manage that as best you can.
So we'll take the players back to the club and we'll do some more recovery there. So we've done some straps and stretching here and into another recovery session tomorrow morning. So it's 10 minutes after game, feeling pretty good. Obviously we had a hectic day, but an enjoyable one, and luckily we got over the line.
The Bombers' trademarks are care, self-driven and competitive.
To be in such a competitive business like the AFL is, you need to care for each other.
Being competitive, the nature of the game, the ability to be a competitor on the field is really important to us.
Being self-driven as a player is something that's non-negotiable to make it at the top, and I think that's where True Value Solar certainly excel in their field, because they're continually driven to provide above and beyond the best service in Australia, and that's what they do year in, year out, and that's reflective of also a good player who, in AFL terms, wants to be the best they can be every year, and that we believe that's a fundamental at Essendon that's going to take us to the top continually.
What about the spring in his leap there? He jumped over the top. Watson was unceremoniously cleaned up by Westhoff. Comes out, sits up. Oh, yeah. Westhoff just got him with a good hip and shoulder.
Joe Watson's just come back up, boys. He's got his arm in a sling. I think there's trouble here. It's not a concussion. Mate, unfortunate what's going on. How are you feeling? And obviously, early signs are it's a collarbone.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a pretty easy, pretty simple break, and it's footy, you know. It's just the game, so it doesn't matter.
You've had 1,000 bumps like that through your career. Did you know straight away you were in trouble?
I felt something, and then I pushed down, and I thought, oh, it's all right, it's gone back in, because never broken a bone before. But then Reedy said, no, you're in trouble, mate. I'm not letting you go back out. So, but the pain wasn't too bad.
Joe's prognosis is pretty good. It's being operated on, and they'll put some plate and screws across the fracture. Prognosis 4 to 6. He came off without much pain. He actually couldn't believe that he'd broken it because the fracture had overlapped, so it was very obvious that we subbed him out straight away. But he thought I can't have broken it because it didn't hurt that much at the time. It looked very innocuous, really. It's something you'd think he would have done 30 times a game, but it just must have caught him unaware, and the alignment was perfect just to snap his collarbone. Once it's played it, he'll be sore for a week, but he won't miss much athletic training. He'll be back into running pretty quickly and handling the ball in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. No problem, we just keep him out of contact, so he'll be pretty active.
Yeah, I think it is a huge blow to your captain, but it's also gives some players some opportunity. We haven't had a lot of opportunity this year with our terrific injury list, so you know we'll require now some younger guys to come into the team, give some opportunity from guys who've been playing reserves, and I think that's what you need in a team. You need guys to see where their opportunities are and work towards that. So as disappointed as we are at losing Joe, but it's exciting from another point of view. We're hoping that the guys that got in, that came and stepped in and for Joe when he was injured can actually be better because of it. And if they play better footy 4 or 5 weeks, why can't they play better footy for the rest of their careers? So, with a loss like Joe comes opportunity again, and Zaharakis, Melksham get more time on the ball, Myers gets more time on the ball, Howlett more time around the ball, Heppel, Goddard around the coalface, Stanton. So, Comma, Merritt, Kavanagh, O'Brien, Collier, Leroy Jetta. There's so many opportunities now for those guys to get around the ball that it's exciting.
I think it went well. Greg Hoy performed the op and he was pleased with it, so just sort of about recovery and getting it strong and right now. The pain wasn't too bad, and just got to rest up a little bit over the next couple of days, and then it's mainly a contact type injury, so I'll be able to start running and training next week. I'll go and see Greg next Monday and get the stitches out and get the all clear from him. And once the stitches come out, then I can start training again. And then it's really the last part of it is the contact part. So I'll be able to train, I think, for 2 or 3 weeks before that, and then the contact at the end. I think just with one person out doesn't mean it'll change anyone's role. The leadership group that we've got, there's a lot of guys who have stepped up already this year, and I feel as if the guys are really well organised and they know what is required, and they'll drive the group.
Hope you get better, Joe, and I hope you do a good job.
Job, you're fantastic. We believe in you and we can't wait till you get back and win us a flag for us.
Hope you get better, Joe.
All the best, Joe. We'll see you back on the oval soon, buddy. Keep it up.
Good luck. Hope you can be back soon.
Job, I think you're awesome. Get well soon, mate. We'll see you back on the track.
Get well soon, Joe. Hope you get better, Joe.
Off hands, a fumble. It comes through to Manton. He's buried. McCurry. Fletcher around the corner. The movement is kicked the goal.
My first goal against West Coast is, I suppose, a long time ago. It's a tough one to remember, but I remember in my first year that, there were times when I went forward when I was maybe struggling down back, but, every kid loves to do it. But, one for me, probably because I played in the back line for so long, I dare say at the time I would have been pretty happy to kick a goal.
Now the Bombers are away. Good run provided by Fletcher through the corridor. He's got players if he wants. He's got a long option. Decides to kick from 60. Driving it long. Oh, it's got the carry. What a beauty from Dustin Fletcher.
I love kicking goals, and I was brought up as any other kid playing full forward or centre forward. So whether it be a drop punt or a snapshot or even a torpedo, I love kicking goals.
Fletcher, he'll drive the long ball. It's there. Fletcher's kicked it from inside the centre square. A big ball.
I think I'm up to about 65 goals, but over 21 years, it's not too many.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Dyson's Diary. This week it's the morning prior to we play Port Adelaide on the Sunday, so I guess I'll just take you through what I throw in my bag on game day. So first of all, you've got your main keys, your boots. So I've got the Addy Pures, they're a ripping pair of boots. Always make sure I pack a pair of long stops in case it's wet, and yeah, so you might need to throw them on. Got a towel for after the game. My core shorts, which I suppose protect your core and groin region, so they've been good. My lucky jocks that I wear in every game, so make sure I throw them in. Got my mouth guard, keep your teeth nice and healthy and shiny. And then I've got banana, usually throw in a water bottle as well, and can't forget your ticket. So looking forward to this Arvo's game, and should be a good one. See you next week.
G'day guys, Matt Egan here. I'm the forward line coach for the Essendon Footy Club, and I have Justin. How are you, mate?
Good, mate.
Who are your favourites growing up?
I loved Dean Rioli and Matthew Lloyd. Just true champions of the game, and when Dean used to pick that ball up in the forward line, you didn't know what would happen, but it'd be something great.
Quick, isn't he?
Very quick.
Could you play on him?
Hey?
Could you play on him?
Never.
Thanks to Kia, loyal fans at the Essendon Footy Club receive huge savings on all cars for anyone who has been a member for longer than a year. Go to kiamemberoffers.com.au for great savings on the Sorrento of up to $3,100 and further savings on all Kia cars.
Sport's about facing a lot of fears. I think a lot of guys play a bit of VFL, they get used to it, and it's been a while since I felt that real nervous energy. So today is just about waking the brain up, getting that body full of fear, and the big key element is them not running away from their fear, getting rid of it, just accepting it. But the main theme is really getting the guys just, I guess, used to their feeling of fear.
It's just about exposure, isn't it? It's sort of like you go for a run and you feel a bit of lactic acid. After a while, you get used to that feeling, so you can tolerate a bit more lactic acid. Well, fear's no different. We can't do pain inoculation because you can't really whack the guys with sticks and make them used to more pain, but you can certainly expose them to things that make them feel, you know. Now, look, this is not the same as running onto the MCG in front of 85,000 people, but your brain releases the same chemicals and has the same experience when you're terrified. So this is just about getting them exposed and almost used to feeling that real nervous energy.
It was good fun. All the boys loved it, so it was good. Davo and Marty were really scared to start with, so get to see them get down is actually pretty good, so good on them.
Terrified of heights, I was struggling pretty bad just to get my legs over the edge. Yeah, I was absolutely cacking myself. Can't describe. I was just absolutely terrified. Like, felt sick. Thought I was going to spew. Yeah, it's terrible.
Doing it in front of their team is a really interesting element. There was two guys here particularly who had a lot of fear and they weren't too sure, and just at the end they said, look mate, I wouldn't have done it without you. I saw you go, I saw your encouragement, so then I did it. They said nothing should be forced, but what I actually found was more guys did it than they thought they would. So yeah, that team element, we often then do things beyond our expectations because we have that sense of team.
Who's better get some good ratings on the Hangar?
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. You sort of test your fear out a little bit. I think none of us were born abseilers, but there was a couple today that did the job, so it's just another good thing that we can all sort of do together. It's a bit of fun. Yeah, on your way down, have it pretty quick. It's probably more when you actually stand on the ledge there. It's yeah, that's the test. You can go either way, but all the boys have challenged themselves really well, so no, I've had a good day.
Yeah, they're all done really well. They all did 3 jumps each. But it's good to get that team environment in, because it doesn't matter if you're an AFL player, it doesn't matter what grade, you do this, you're an ex-soldier, whatever, you'll get to the edge and you've got to face your fears. And these kids done exactly that.
One thing people wouldn't know about me is I used to be a powerlifter before I got drafted, and I did that for about 4 years, and I got a couple of records there, and hopefully I've still got them.
Lays the ball intelligently for Cramry, gathers on the bounce and goes in. Can this kickstart the Bombers?
One superstition I've got is I like to have the Sharon on the left side of the ball when I have a set shot. My most annoying teammate would be Jakey Melksham before a game. He's always terrorising me around the change rooms. First thing I pack heading away for a away game would be my Speedos. Number one item I carry around with me. Best thing about playing for the Bombers would be the crowds that turn up every week. My favourite thing about being an AFL footballer would be the early days and getting home around 2 or 3 o'clock. My best mate at the club is Jakey Melksham. I think because we go back a long way, and we always give each other a bit of banter. Don't forget to visit the Essendon website to take part in the fan segment for your chance to win an Antler prize pack.
This has been a Fox Footy production for Fox Sports.